Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Dr. Paul with another mail call. This one took a little hit here, but I'm sure the book is fine. I have over 40 years experience collecting comics, and Liberty Hill Comics is the channel where I share all of my experience and my passion for collecting, investing, and comic book conservation with you. So welcome to the channel. Glad to have you along for the ride. I truly appreciate you joining me today. I especially appreciate all those folks who are liking, subscribing, and commenting on the channel. My goal is to create a conversation and some community here in this hobby that has given me so much joy in my life so far, and I want to give a little bit back. Today, I am opening a Silver Age DC book. It is a key book for Green Lantern. It's a first appearance of one of Green Lantern's rogues. And I'm pretty excited to be opening it. It should be fun. And I'm going to show off a few books. I have been collecting Green Lantern almost since I began collecting, and I'm going to take the opportunity of opening this book to show off a few other Green Lantern's Rogues books that I own. I'm going to talk about why you might be interested in picking up some of these books yourself. Hal Jordan's Rogues, appearing in the 1960 Green Lantern series, which is technically volume 2 of Green Lantern, because there was a Golden Age Green Lantern series. And so, even though it kicked off in 1960, actually volume 2, boy, of that storied franchise. Let me see if I can't slide out of this loop rather than unroll it. I think I've created enough suspense for you here today. Beautiful, almost like I planned it. We get to do a little reveal. What a cool book. Check it out. Wow, that has vivid colors, doesn't it? Totally cool book. Right on. Well, what is it and why do we care? This is Green Lantern number 23 in CGC 9.0 with off-white to white pages from September of 1963. Remember, DC kicked off their Silver Age half a decade before Marvel did. It's written by Gardner Fox and drawn by Gil Kane. It's the first appearance of the Tatooed Man, who isn't a corny villain at all. Trust me. This book falls in that category of first appearances we talk about that have everything going for them, maybe, both from a collecting and an investing standpoint. It's a first appearance, first cover, classic creative team, and possibly maybe an upcoming DCU catalyst. We'll get to that in a little bit. I'll let you guys tell me how well I did at the end of the video. First, a quick origin summary is probably in order. Maybe you're not familiar with the Tatooed Man. He's a former sailor turned petty thief named Abel Tarrant. While attempting to rob a chemical concern, yes, they used words like concern instead of business or shop or factory in the 1960s. He was discovered by the night watchman and knocked over some chemicals which ran together in a blotch that looked like a bomb. Desperate after running out of ammo in a shootout with the guards, he wished the bomb blotch was a real bomb, and so it was. And then he used it to blow a hole in the wall and to realize his freedom. He later returned to the scene of the crime and collected some of the chemical mixture, and returning to his home lab, because all petty thieves who used to be sailors have home labs, he recreated the chemical concoction. He decided the easiest way to prepare for crimes was to apply the chemicals to his body like tattoos in the shape of things he may need to pull off a crime, and thus became the Tattooed Man. In a twist of fate, the chemical ink he uses has a yellow compound in it, making the images he brings to life immune to Green Lantern's power, despite their not actually being yellow. In addition to being a Green Lantern rogue, he was a member of the Injustice Gang and is an occasional member of the Suicide Squad, which we'll talk about again in a bit. I think the Green Lantern franchise has huge potential for both the small and big screens. I'm really bullish on it, and I could see an entire universe of properties around the Green Lantern Corps, similar to the Star Trek franchise, some of which could be tied closely to the DCU, and some could be more standalone, as it often is in the comics, far out in space. The Green Lantern Corps is such a fertile ground for storytelling, it supports several monthly books at DC, and I think could easily do so in visual media as well. Apparently, James Gunn agrees, because he's stated that Lanterns, the HBO Max live-action series that is being developed starring Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, will be critical to setting the stage for Chapter 1 of the DCU reboot under his direction. It's been announced that this series will feature origins of both Hal Jordan and Jon Stewart, and that it will be a terrestrial-based show. If they have an entire season to fill, they're going to need more than one villain, so I want to have my bases covered. Although I have no reason to believe the Tattooed Man will show up on the show, he's also got an upside chance of appearing in the Suicide Squad franchise. So there are several potential catalysts to bring new demand for this book and drive market prices higher. In October of 1959, Green Lantern was the second of the DC Golden Age heroes to be reimagined in the Silver Age, and his ongoing series launched in 1960, and it ran until issue 89 in 1972, before taking a short hiatus and then continuing with the numbering. I've been casually collecting the Silver Age Green Lantern series since I started buying comic books in 1981, but lately I've been focused on buying the key books from this series in an effort to have my bases covered in the event a live-action Green Lantern series was a big success. I'm a big fan of Green Lantern, and the classic art of Gil Kane brought Hal Jordan and his rogues to life in this series, and it's attainable with only 89 issues and no mega keys. Here are the rogues' keys that I've put together so far. We've got issue number 5 from March-April 1961. This is the first appearance of Hector Hammond. This is the big boy. Issue number 7 from July-August of 1961 is the first appearance of Sinestro. Unfortunately, neither Hector Hammond nor Sinestro grace the covers of their first appearances. But issue 16 is a great one, the first appearance of Star Sapphire, and she's got a great first cover coinciding with her first appearance in October of 1962. The Black Hand first appears in issue number 29 from June of 1964. The Aerialist has his first appearance in issue number 35 from March of 1965. And Evil Star's first appearance is issue number 37 from June of 1965. And they all have great first covers with their first appearances. The very next issue, number 38, is the first appearance of Goldface. And finally, for Green Lantern Rogues, I have issue number 60, the first appearance of the Lamplighter. Apparently no relation to the Lamplighter from The Boys, although both got their start in the DC Comics. I'll happily be adding my Tattooed Man slab to this collection of Green Lantern's Rogues Gallery. Incredibly, there are only 112 universal copies of Green Lantern number 23 in the CGC Census, with a median grade of 7.0. That puts this copy at 9.0, just outside the top 20th percentile. Go Collect calculates the fair market value of a slabbed 9.0 to be about $200, with a trailing 12-month average price of $282 and an all-time record high price of $345. My purchase was as high bidder on an eBay auction for $200 plus tax and shipping, which obviously set the new fair market value, as slabbed copies of this book don't change hands very often. That puts me in at a 42% discount to the all-time high on this book from last year, which is an entry point I'm happy with, particularly considering how few slabbed copies of this book there are available in the market. If there is any surge in demand, this is the sort of book that can skyrocket in a hurry because the float is so small and it takes time for these books to find their way out of collections, off to get cleaned and pressed, on to CGC, and finally back and then entered into the marketplace. I hope you enjoyed this unboxing and market report video on Green Lantern number 23, the first appearance of the Tatooed Man, and my collection of Green Lantern Rogue's first appearances. Anyone else hunting any of these books? Do you think I'm a fool for buying the first appearance of such an obviously corny character that has 0% chance of ever making it to the small or big screen? Let me know about it in the comments below, and remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video. Until next time, happy hunting and take care of one another.